caring heart and bubbly smile, lifting up the load. Sweet and helpful, got that cheer. Every friend all year. Witty spark and endless laughs, always bringing near. Yeah, then shoulders show, sailing wide, oceans calling true. Travel far to explore, travel far, discover more. Seas that sparkle blue, cruising waves with breeze in hair, trail without a map. Mom and family side by side, take another lap. Oh, my land, take us home where the wild winds blow. From Canada to distant shores, with love we'll always go. Oh, my land, light the night, guide us with your flame. With your spirit, we are free, never be the same. Family ties that never break, love that leads the way. In your arms we find the strength, rocking every day. Smiles that shine on rainy days, through the fog and mist. In your warmth, our hearts are held. Feel that gentle kiss. Oh, like the land, take us home where the wild winds blow. From Canada to distant shores, with love we'll always go. Oh, like the land, light the night, guide us with your flame. With your spirit, we are free, never be the same. Mountains high and valleys low, through it all you stand. Anchor strong in stormy seas, steady as the land. Memory of every trip, laughter on the breeze. With you, life's an endless ride, always here to please.
Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I don't know about your neck of the woods, but it's freaking cold here. We've had snow for 2 days now. It quit this afternoon. So I was trying to think of something to come up with, and I'm just going to say, how cold is it? We'll get to some trivia about cold in a few minutes. First of all, we see we've got in here. We have Danny D saying hey. And we have Carnival Cruise Addicts Liz saying hi. And we've got Controversial Cruising Scott. And we've got Chris in here. Hello, Chris. Everybody saying hi to everybody. And Chris is saying, speaking of cold, they're talking 37 and wind chills in the 20s here. Holy crap. Well, I know today, Celsius, it was minus 11, minus 21 with a wind chill. I'm not doing the conversion. You guys can figure that out. Would be a good day, a good chill. That's like good chill in there. Good day for chili, though. I wish I had stuff to make it. Well, hello, Scotty J. Welcome in. I don't know whether it's cold all over. It's cold down in Florida. Well, say I'm glad I'm here, but I'm not. 37 Fahrenheit, still freaking cold. You can make sure you put the layers on, bundle up in your woolies. Well, I do have. I'm trying to find where I put it. I do have some trivia stuff. So since we got a bunch in here now, let's get at the trivia. If everybody pops in the basement, then we'll bring them up. Now I just gotta go to that. Oops. No, I got. Never mind. I gotta go back to share stream first. Uh, share screen. Share screen. And I gotta go to this. Share that. And then I gotta bring it up to the full screen. And that means I need to go to my phone so I can see the comments. So I can see the answers. One minute. I gotta jump back here. Nope, over here. Then we got Roxanne in the basement. I'll bring Roxanne up so she can chat with us too.
Hello.
And then I'll go back to here.
Yeah, I may have to duck out in a minute. I'm waiting on my IKEA delivery that was supposed to be here 2 weeks ago. But
Still waiting on that?
yes, it said it'd be here 30 minutes, and that was like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna bring this up on my phone so I can see answers. Take me a minute. Bring this up on my phone. Oh, and we're gonna turn the volume down so we don't get feedback. Okay. No Thirsty Thursday trivia tonight, so we gotta get to get our trivia fix. Scott doing a premiere though. Okay. That's later on, I hope. Okay, so how cold is it? I'm gonna ask some questions. Some of them I've got some suggestions. Other ones people just have to guess at. But everything's related to the cold or ice or snow or winter or something. So how cold is it? So cold in Canada? How cold is it? Question.
Cold enough to freeze your honey off.
Yep.
I hear some people tomorrow where there's supposed to be more snow starting in New York again.
Well, they can have it. I had enough to the last day and a half. So the first few don't have suggestions, so we'll just take some lucky guesses. What is the coldest recorded temperature in Alaska this year?
This year?
And this is actually just 2026. It's been the coldest temperature.
The coldest temperature so far in Alaska been about -10.
Roxy's saying -10. Chris is saying -50. Liz is saying -65. Danny's saying -40. Any more guesses? And where I have the conversion, I put the conversion in, but basically I put things in Fahrenheit. This is going to -80 now. Probably feels like that. So, coldest recorded temperature in Alaska so far this year, 2026, is Fairbanks. It was -43 Fahrenheit. Now, late December in Chicken, Alaska, which I had never heard of Chicken, Alaska.
43. Yeah.
-62. Hey, Belt Loop, how are you doing, Gary? One YouTube channel I follow, Summers in Alaska.
Hey, Belt Loop.
They had their outdoor thermometer bottom out somewhere between -60 and -65, and they're just a little bit outside of Fairbanks. So that's too dang cold for me.
I know that's why back in October, November, you see all these Alaskans going to Costco and they buy 6 months supply because they can't get out. It's so cold and so much snow. They can't get anywhere. You're stuck.
Well, this one family, they have the generator, they have a wood stove that, as long as they have electricity, well, they still have electricity with the generator that
Right.
circulates heat throughout their house. They do have heat in their house, but this fireplace helps provide extra. And they have a stash of wood, and the sun goes out, loads up the side by side with wood, brings it in. It's already split up, so they chop it up with some kindling and they get the fire going. Okay, next question. What's the coldest recorded temperature in Canada so far this winter? So this is this whole winter so far. Take a guess.
About -4.
And I would say, Liz, your guess of -80. That was the coldest record temperature in Alaska, and it was in 1971 in Prospect, Alaska.
Wow.
Prospect Creek. Beltluke's -1,000. Chris is -63. Danny says -50. -36. I'm doing it in Fahrenheit because most of my followers are um, in the U.S. When I have the conversion, I put the conversion too. So we got minus 1,000, -63, -50, -36. So far this winter, the coldest is
-4.
-55.7 on December 23rd in Brayburn, Yukon. And the day before that, it was -55.4. So a little bit warmer. Yeah. I'm going to stay with the Fahrenheit. I'll put the
Wow.
Celsius in if I have both. Danny was really close. Yeah, between Danny and there. They kind of. Next question. What is the temperature of ice? What is the temperature of ice? Why is this okay? What? All messages, not just top chat.
What is the temperature of ice?
32, 32, 32, 31.
I was going to say 40, but that's how cold your refrigerator should be.
Typically 0 Celsius or 32 Fahrenheit. Now, I had some other things written down here. It says depending on environment, can even get down to absolute zero, which is 0 degrees Kelvin, or minus 273.15 degrees Celsius. I don't want to be around any ice that's that cold, unless maybe dry ice is probably that cold. And it says when you remove ice from your freezer, it can be as cold as minus 18 Celsius or 0 Fahrenheit. Just some interesting side notes there. At what body temperature does hypothermia set in?
What body temperature?
Our normal body temperature is 98.6, average. Most people are around 98.6. So what body temperature does hypothermia set in?
Probably 40, but I think I'll be about.
We've got a 94, 94, 85. Gary's saying, so if you have a mixture that has alcohol, which evaporates at a lower temperature, you can raise the temperature of the mixture just to alcohol will evaporate, catch it, and then drop it. Oh, yeah. Well, form liquid again, that's where you. So 94, 94, 85, 50 or 40. Now let's see. Hypothermia sets in when the body core temperature drops below 95 Fahrenheit or 35 Celsius. So mild hypothermia is when the body drops to between 90 and 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Moderate hypothermia is 82 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and severe hypothermia is the body drops below 82.5 degrees Fahrenheit. It won't let me go back to, okay. At what body temperature does hypothermia set in? Was the question. So the next question, next bunch has some multiple choice. Yeah, and it depends on the conditions too, like wind chill and increased cold, being body getting wet. It can set in hypothermia a lot faster. I've been with people that have experienced it. Got close one time, but I've been with people that experienced it. Nope, I guess got one more before. One more before the multiple choice. At what temperature can you get frostbite? Yeah, there's different risk factors with both hypothermia and frostbite. 32, 32, 32. Everybody's coming in at 32. 32 is correct. 0 degrees Celsius or 32 Fahrenheit. The risk increases with colder temperatures and wind chill. Now we get into the multiple choice. Where can you find the Winter Festival of Lights? A, Alaska, B, Niagara Falls, or C, Sarajevo? A, B, C, D. I wasn't a D there. It's D's all the above. You got a B. Your front yard. Yes, you got a festival of lights in your front yard. B, Liz. B. You're covering all your options. Well, I'm sure that everybody has some form of a lights thing. We have a celebration of lights here in Sarnia. It's been taken down by now. It should be taken down about the 4th. But the Winter Festival of Lights is in Niagara Falls. I've been down there, not at Christmas time. I've been down there in February. I guess I was there 3 weeks before Christmas because my honeymoon was there and I got married in December. Many years ago. Which European country is home to the Ice Hotel? Norway, Denmark, or Sweden? Scaring people while standing outside. Yeah, I love the costume. That was cute. And we got A, Norway. We got 2, Sweden.
But he's still unloading.
Roxanne's in Sweden. Oh, yeah. I don't remember the answer to this. Yes, I do. The correct answer is, in fact, Sweden. Sweden, or IKEA. I just threw out my little Swedish flag from IKEA. I was doing some cleaning. Oh well, it's gone. In the southern hemisphere, when does winter take place? A, February to April, B, June to August, C, November to January. In the southern.
I'll be right back. June
When does winter take place? February to April, June to August, November to January. Where did that start? I should put the lines in here. It looks like I got a bunch of C's, an A, and a B. Okay, let's start. Roxanne said C for the last. Okay. Danny said C, November to January. Chris said A, February to April. And Liz said B, June to August. In the southern hemisphere, when does winter take place? Well, our dear friends in Australia experience winter from in June to August. They're going into summer right now while we're freezing our whatsits off. How many sides does a snowflake have? How many sides does a snowflake have? A4, B5, C6. How many flakes does a snowflake have? How many sides does a snowflake have? A4, B5, or C6? Liz is saying C. Chris says A4. Well, then he said, there's a 4. Danny says A4. And Scott, I think, said A4. Well, congrats, Liz. It's 6. They melt too fast unless you have mittens on so you can see. I had a tricky background there that was more frost than snowflakes. In the movie Ice Age, what's the name of the ground sloth? A. Manny, B. Sid, C. Diego.
The sloth?
Yeah, in the movie Ice Age, what's the name of the ground sloth? The guy in the picture there, and not the mammoth in that behind. The guy in the
Manny.
A. Manny, B. Sid, C. Diego.
Sid? Sid, or Manny? I want to say Sid.
You say Sid? Liz says Sid. Chris says Sid. Danny said Sid.
Okay.
That's correct. It's Sid. What is the sport in which players glide stones on ice towards a target? A.
Oh,
Luge,
I know
B.
that one.
Curling, C. Bobsleigh.
B. Curling.
What is a sport in which players slide or glide stones on ice toward the target?
There was a contest for that on one of the websites I go to go to the Olympics, and you got to see the curling event. I don't know who won. I haven't. No clue.
B. Sweep. That's correct. It's curling.
All
Very,
right.
very popular around here. Our golf course in the winter time, there's an indoor part and it's a curling rink. So in the off season, they stay open because they got curling, and then in the spring it switches back to golf.
It's played on ice, isn't it? Or on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. When I was a cub leader, one of our other leaders did curling, and we got a chance to go out on the ice, and the kids got a chance to. Um, well, they had to bring new shoes. They couldn't wear shoes that had been out on the salt because they don't want salt tracked in on the ice. And then they have had this type of tape that they could put on the bottom of their shoes so they could slide. Instead of, some people have curling shoes, but this is the way they could do it. The kids had fun. Those rocks are heavy, though. They're stones.
They look like the weights you would want to pick up for exercise.
No, I don't think so. Even my kettlebell down here is not as heavy as those stones. What temperature should your fridge be at? What temperature should your fridge be set at?
A.
Below 40 degrees? Between 35 and 38? Or 0 degrees? What temperature should your fridge be set at? Or set on? Below 40 degrees? Between 35 and 38? Or 0 degrees? It's a trick question. I see a C, a B, a B, a B, 40. Your fridge should be below 40 degrees, preferably 35 to 38. And your freezer should be set at 0. Trick. I put all those answers in there just as a trick question. What is a perfect temperature for an ice cold beer? Have to guess at this one. What is a perfect temperature for an ice cold beer? $37, $37, $33. I don't know what. It's not 33. I don't want it. That's right. That's okay. I don't want it anyways. I'm not a fan of beer, so I looked up what the perfect temperature was for an ice cold beer, and you know what it told me? Depends on the beer. Light lager is 38 to 45. Pale ales are 45 to 50. Amber and dark lagers 46 to 50. Stouts 50 to 55. I don't know, probably the colder the better, because I don't care for beer, and if it was cold, it would taste a lot better going down than a warm beer. So I get it, Scott. If it's not 33, you don't want it. What is the name of the reindeer in the movie Frozen? A. Kristoff, B. Sven, C. Olaf. What is the name of the reindeer in the movie Frozen? A. Kristoff, B. Sven, C. Olaf. No beer for you, Scott. I haven't watched this one for a while. I think I have it downstairs on DVD. Unfortunately, I don't have a DVD player that works. And I think I've seen the second one maybe once with the little girl that I used to babysit. B. I need to copy Daniel though. Only saw Frozen once and we didn't pay attention to it. Well, he must have paid attention close enough because it is Sven. I have to watch it often enough when the little girl I was babysitting. That's why I only seen the other one once on, I think it was on Disney Plus or something like that. You could guess. What causes watermelon snow?
Never heard of watermelon snow.
Neither had I. And this was the best picture I could get of it too. What causes watermelon snow? Rain,
Algae?
algae, animal matter.
It would have to be algae. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
No, it's definitely not yellow snow, so that would take out the animal. I was trying to be nice about it. Could put animal waste, I guess.
I'm going to say algae.
And everybody else seems to agree there.
I don't know. It could be.
It is
Oh,
algae.
rain was regular snow.
Now the next one is you have to guess. And it's just a wild one, so unless somebody Googles it, they probably won't know. Watermelon sugar high. If you know, you know. Yep. What is the fear of snow called?
The fear of snow called.
There's a legitimate word for fear of snow. I'm not afraid of snow. I just don't like it. It can come at Christmas
What
and
is
then go
the
away.
fear of snow? Fear of snow.
Nomophobia. Sounds good. It's easier to pronounce than the real one. And I'll just give it to you guys because unless you Google it. And I don't know, pronounce it as a chinophobia? Doesn't even sound like anything related to snow.
I have no idea.
Oh, that's supposed to be what country has the most winter Olympic medals. I'm going to have to fix that. What country has the most winter Olympic medals? Canada, Norway, or USA?
It's not USA.
What country has the most winter Olympic medals?
I'm thinking right. I want to say Canada.
What country has the most winter Olympic medals? It's Norway.
Mm. Oh, well.
I never really pay attention. I don't really watch the Olympics anymore. I did when I was younger because my parents watched them on TV, and I usually watch like the figure skating and maybe a little of the other stuff, but never paid attention to who was winning what.
Yeah.
So us as the hockey or whatever. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more questions.
I know that Canada and Norway have training facilities for the Winter Olympics, or they did.
Yep. Usually out where they held the Winter Olympics. Like one was Vancouver and the other one's Calgary. They have training stuff out there. What? Why is the northern hemisphere colder?
It's closer to the North Pole. I don't know.
Yeah, the rest of them don't have suggestions, so I didn't know this one either. But I thought I'd let people guess if they want to guess.
Why is the northern hemisphere colder?
No clue, no idea. Okay.
Oh, from the people in that I watched there in Slovenia or whatever the name of her town is. They have more or less sun than we do.
Right now, the Earth is tilted a different direction, but also, if you look up here, there's more land and less water around it. If you look down below here, we got a lot of water. And the water helps retain the heat, surprisingly. So more land and less water retain the heat. And this is what is the coldest recorded temperature on Earth. And it's colder than I ever want to be at. It's colder than Alaska. It's colder than Canada.
Canada was 54.
Night Belt Loop. Thanks for coming in. Have a great week.
Minus 90. Minus 90.
Minus 90. Liz is saying minus 100. Danny's saying minus 100. Any more guesses in there, folks? Because you're getting close. It was around 128 degrees Fahrenheit, or minus 89 in Antarctica. Minus 128, so you're getting close with the 100. I don't even imagine that.
Wow.
I know my cousin up where she was one time with the wind chills, it was getting like the minus 50s and 60s. So I don't even want to imagine being that cold. It's minus 11 today with a wind chill. It feels like minus 21. That is far too cold for me either. I didn't go out. My son's girlfriend had to go to work this morning, and he went out a little while ago to meet her at the mall because she wanted to take him clothes shopping on a day like this. I don't know why, but my back patio, I meant to take a picture. Maybe I'll post it later on. Has a big snowdrift on it up towards the gate, so I don't want to go that way. But I'm gonna have to tomorrow. I have to go tomorrow afternoon. I got an appointment, but yeah, too cold.
Nope. We're supposed to get down in freezing temperatures tonight in Georgia.
I feel bad for you guys because you're used to warmer stuff at this time of year.
What's the temperature in Georgia tonight? Yeah, 29.
What are the northern lights called?
Aurora Borealis. If I said it right.
They're pretty. I never really seen them well, but I've seen pictures that we've had them down this far, and friends that live out by the lake where they don't have all the light pollution that we do have in the city. I've got some nice pictures. Maybe I can get them up. I can borrow a few and get them up sometime. Aurora Borealis or whatever. Aurora Borealis. Aurora Borealis. Oh my God.
Aurora Borealis. Something like that.
I have problems with autocorrect there, Scott. You've seen them. They do exist. They're pretty. I was out camping once and seen some, but it was very faint and it was kind of a yellowy color. It wasn't the pretty greens and purples and stuff, or reds. And the ones that say Aurora Borealis are correct. So maybe if you're lucky, Chris and Liz, when you cruise up to Alaska, you might be able to see them at night. Don't know. See them on your cruise to Alaska with Uncle Brady? It's on my bucket list. I redid my travel bucket list, but I do have an Alaska cruise on there someday. Someday. And I wouldn't mind going on one of the NCLs where I have the observation now so you can sit inside and look out. Not go out on the deck. And this is the last one. Which Canadian town is famous for polar bears? Impressive. Spelled it right. What Canadian town is famous for polar bears?
What is that?
Igloolik, Nunavut. Yellowknife, Northwest Territories. or Churchill, Manitoba.
Igloo Lake, Yellowknife.
Those are Igloolik and Nunavut are the Northern Territories, up at the top of Canada there. So Igloolik, Nunavut's where my cousin was going. Yellowknife, Northwest Territories is over above the middle of Canada, and Churchill, Manitoba is the next province over.
I'd say Yellowknife. I'm just guessing. I don't know. I've heard you talk about Igloo Lake, but I don't remember if you said anything about the polar bears.
What happens when you look
It
at
might be because it's closer to Nova Scotia.
At least I could pronounce Igloolik. She went back up to the first place she ever went to, and it's Pangnirtung.
Tangertung?
Pangnirtung. They just say call it Pang, P-N-G.
Pangertung. Okay.
It's prettier. It's prettier pictures there because they got more like mountains around it and stuff, and it's on the northern side of Baffin Island, I believe. I have to look it up again. Then we got C. Correct answer actually is C. My oldest kid's grade 6 teacher was up there a few months ago, and she all kinds of pictures of polar bears. Where Maureen was up in where she lost Resolute Bay, they only spotted a couple, and it was usually around the garbage dump that they would see them, but they weren't allowed to go out looking around in town without somebody with them that had a firearm in case.
Yeah. Some of the YouTubers I watch that are in other countries where the polar bears are, you can't go out in the winter without your gun.
Yeah. The one time she did go out and they couldn't get close enough because it was over in the dump. She was out with one of the police officers or something. Took her out, and of course they always have a firearm in the vehicle. So that was little taste of cold weather trivia. Yeah, it was really good. I'm impressed.
Yeah, some of the areas in the wintertime, you cannot let your dog run loose at all because of the polar bears and stuff. You have to keep them on a chain.
What happens when you lick an igloo? If it's too cold, your tongue might stick to it. 53 right now. Holy crap. You open the windows.
Only one no. You can keep 50. My daughter's in Florida too, and it's
Open the windows, you wouldn't have to worry about AC.
No, I don't open the 53 is cold to me.
Heck, what? I've been out in November when it's been 53 and just my hoodie. That's just a balmy temperature. I can go for a 53. It's a heat wave.
Yep. When you're used to those kind of temperatures, it's like, okay, when you go to another country and they have those temperatures, you're going, no. Another town or the area. Okay. Like in Arizona, they have 112 degrees in the summertime. When it gets down in the 60s, they're freezing.
Oh, yeah. Watching the crazy pieces and crazy middles that you and I watched. It's like, oh, it's freezing out here. And another one I watched, and they had like padded hoodies or parkas or whatever. And I'm like, it's not that cold at that temperature, but when your blood's thin from being in the warm temperatures all the time, I guess.
Yeah, it would make you feel different.
Mm-hmm. Just like we were used to the cold, so we go down south and walk out of the airport into the heat of Florida, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's hot and humid here.
Yeah, controversial cruising, could tell you. He lives in Arizona,
right? Scottsdale, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, 110, 120 in the summertime. It's crazy out there, and I can't imagine. But it's a dry heat, right, Scott? You're still here. Um, so not so much for the people that are in the chat because they're already aware, but anybody that watches the replay coming up on. I gotta find the thing here. Nope. Yep. Coming up not this weekend, but next weekend. Helping Hands for Cruising is having their Dreams in Motion cruiseathon. And everybody's watching us on the replay. If you can help us out, either message me or email me. My email's on there, michaelan.liaison@helpinghandsforcruising.org. Looking to fill some spaces. I'll leave that up there for a few minutes.
Yeah, that's the weekend that the gaming convention. If I go to it,
Yeah.
I just figured that out yesterday.
I know it's short notice, so any
So
little.
I may be doing one. 99% sure, probably. I didn't get picked for volunteering for that one, so I don't know if I'm gonna go for the day on Sunday. But say I don't play. If I had more people at my house, I would play gaming top games. Game. But I don't have anybody to play games with.
I don't do gaming. I watch my kids do it, but I don't do gaming. So
Yeah, but this is more tabletop, and there's some competitions going on. If you're into Disney or Pokemon or Magic the Gathering, they're gonna have some. I know Magic the Gathering, they're gonna have a competition there. People play for prizes and money. So
well, my kid's half brother is into Magic the Gathering stuff. I don't think my kids are, but they do
yeah,
they do Dungeons and Dragons, and
yeah, that's gonna be there.
they were into Pokemon cards. I love watching them do Dungeons and Dragons or D&D.
Yeah, this is Tyson Diversity Convention in Atlanta. If anybody wants to know about it,
quite often my oldest, or one I call my adopted one, would be the dungeon master, which that sounds kind of bad there. The DM, dungeon master. It's not the naughty sounding dungeon master, but
right?
They be like the game master, and they plan out everything. And when my oldest lived at home, and maybe when he moves back, they would do a D&D game, and they'd have the table laid out in the basement and the map laid out, and it was cool, like seeing him come up with all these different storylines. And it's like, okay, you're coming out of this cave, and there's this there or this there. What are you going to do? And this person goes, well, I'm going to do such and such. And okay, they got their dice, and they roll for whatever. And it's like, I don't know, my youngest would quite often played some kind of like a dumb orc or something like that. And it was the big bruiser, but not very smart. Another one would be elves or whatever type of.
I like going to the conventions for the markets and buying things. You see homemade crafts there sometimes. Homemade dice.
The closest usually around here is usually London, Ontario, but we do have Sarnia Pop Culture Show, and it's in April. I can't spell Sarnia with the Sarnia Pop Culture Show. I see
because I don't have food vendors there. Depends on what kind of convention it is. With foreign stuff.
When is April what? You're not helping me. Well, it's 2025. Come on. It's usually around the middle of April. And they've got enough interest now that they used to be in this huge room, like a banquet room that was in one of our old Holiday Inn hotel, but now they actually take over one rink of the arena.
Wow.
Don't turn yourself on the ceiling. Oh, I missed something back there. I also have the heat set to 68. Need some fresh air. Then just close the windows. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it was well. That's work, and the the kids learned about LARP. We went to Hamilton to the Con Bravo there, so it was another type thing convention like you're talking about, and they had people there talking about LARP, and that's where they got interested. And then we ended up, a year later, getting involved, and um, we were going to go to the one that we met in London because but that bunch was from Toronto, and their camp is like 6 hours or 7 hours from here. But then we went to the Sarnia Pop Culture Show in April and found out that they were starting a new one in London. So that's how we ended up in London, which is less wear and tear and driving. And the thing we're finding now, it's they raised the prices and it's got a little pricey to go for a weekend. My table's caught the wheel here.
Yeah, we have one about 2 hours away, and I'm not going to drive 2 hours away.
We do have a guild down in Florida. It's outside of Gainesville. That's the only. Oh, actually, I think there's a second one starting in the States. I think there's one starting around New Orleans eventually. It's in the works, if I remember right what Dave said in his post.
Yeah, they were at the bigger conventions our group was, and they're about 2 hours and a half, 2 hours away. And I said, that's a little far for me to go. And sometimes they change locations where they have it because of the restrictions and rules of the place.
Yeah. Look at that. We used to practice on Sundays in the first few years. We started out, we were in we were out on the football field kind of thing in this high school, and then we think about it, well, when we're out there, fake foam weapons, that's not such a big deal. But when we started putting arrows, which our arrows had the big foam thing on the end so they don't hurt anybody, but shooting those around in the schoolyard was maybe, even though there's nobody there, it's maybe not a good idea to have weapons in the schoolyard. So then we moved over next to a business right beside them that had a great big open field beside them. We did that for a while, and then we moved to another park, and just kind of places we went, and it was like, well, maybe this is not a good area, or something would be involved, somebody would be involved in something else there, so we couldn't use the area. So it kind of slacked off, and now we don't do the practice that we used to. But that used to be fun because we do that, and then we do maybe a barbecue off and on and stuff.
Yeah. And some of them are all weekend long, some are just for the day. And it can get expensive after a while if you have to go once a month and spend a weekend somewhere.
Roxy is frozen. Hey, James, welcome in. How are you doing? Good to see you.
I froze again. Poo-poo.
Yeah, you're frozen. I can hear you, but your picture's frozen.
Well, I'll be right back then. Unless we're getting off.
We got about 6 more minutes.
I'll be right back.
It's fun doing LARP. It's just they've raised the price, and it's about $100 for a weekend, and then you got your food on top of that, plus traveling to the site. So you're fine. Well, that's good to hear. Traveling to the site is another hour of worth of gas and back and forth. So hopefully it works better into our schedules. Hoping and praying that my oldest gets their house sold in the near future, and then that will cut that expense out. because the plan is for them to sell the house and move in here for a while, and then we'll share the bills 3 ways, 4 ways instead of 3 ways. So it'll make it a lot cheaper and easier for people to save some money up. So just keep our fingers crossed and our prayers that Nikki gets the house sold in the near future. And hopefully, at least by spring, hopefully before.
Yeah, maybe he'll get, as soon as it gets warm enough that y'all won't be freezing, unloading, and loading his stuff.
Right. Well, we go from over the winter's quiet. I didn't see anything posted this year for like a usually January, February, March. They'll rent a hall, or they've rented um, a room in one Legion that had enough space to do what they call a tavern night type thing. But they still have a little bit of battling going on, but it was more interaction with just role playing. And then April, there's usually a day mod. Then May, June, July, August, September, and October are weekends. And then November is usually a day one. October is the big one. The All Hallows is the big spooky scary thing. And then November is usually a holiday themed one.
Right.
But Nikki's gone back to playing. He used to be on staff, and then I was helping out in the NPC camp with the non-player characters and keeping that tidy and stuff, and then also going out and doing pictures and videos, which I miss doing that because it's not only fun for them to see it afterwards, but it's also fun to share that with you guys. And I haven't been able to do that. And it was getting some good views too, but we'll see what happens in the spring. Just fingers crossed the house gets sold. The real estate person they had before his ex moved out of the country, he re-signed with them again, the lady again, and after the first 3 months, re-signed with her. And it's like, why? She hasn't done anything. And it's like, well, if I do it, I have to get clear okay from the ex. And I'm like, she's moved on with her life. Like, if it doesn't sell in this contract, find somebody else and just tell her that this person hasn't done anything in 6 months. You're going to get somebody else who has more interest in getting it moved.
Yeah.
Okay. Just lots of things and thoughts and stuff. So again, if anybody's coming in late or in the replay, not this weekend, but next weekend we're having Dreams in Motion Cruisathon for Helping Hands for Cruising. Looking for some help with some of the spots. I will be kicking it off on the Friday night at 6 o'clock. I have a box of something that I'm going to give away. So for donations in that first hour, there's something in here. There's actually more than one something. There's a few things in here.
Mystery giveaway.
Mystery. Let's see how many things are in here. Oh, there's 1, 2. Oh, there's a bunch in that little bag. 3, 4.
Might be stickers.
Might be souvenirs. Might be merch. Might be. I don't know.
Might be something she picked up on a cruise.
So you'll have to show up and bid on it next Friday night at 6 o'clock when I kick it off. But I will see you guys next Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. See what else we can come up with that night. I don't know. Maybe we should do something cooking or something. Haven't done that for a while. We'll see. I'll think about something we haven't done before. I know I've done a few cooking videos, but it's something I haven't done before.
Something
Anyways,
quick and easy.
and tasty.
Yeah. I've seen some people who last night, I think it was on the Crazy Middles, they did oatmeal and peanut butter and something else and made a cookie. No eggs.
It was kind of eh. Yeah, there's no match game tomorrow night. Scott's got a visitor. Well, as far as I
He,
know, Scott would had his dad visiting this week, so he's taking some time to spend with his dad, which is great. Hope you're having a great time with dad, and we'll see you next week. See how it goes for them. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Love you all.
Bye.